Oh, all right, here we go. Welcome back to the Dutch and Denver podcast. I'm Dutch. I am in and around Denver, and it's holiday time, kiddies. Who's ready for Thanksgiving? Do we have a lot to be thankful for? Other than Trump winning, which all that matters. Fuck no, we don't, man. Our sports teams are in utter ungodly shambles. Let's see here. I mean, we gotta deal with the holidays are pretty great. Yeah, so I guess we're doing all right in the grand scheme of things. Um, let's see. This week we'll discuss how to cover Thanksgiving like a pro. Yeah, we'll give you some cooking tips. More importantly, some drinking tips. So you'll be able to, fuck around and do what you gotta do without doing whatever. I don't know what's going on recently with YouTube, man, but it keeps disconnecting my chat. Not that anybody chats in here, but fuck. Get it together, YouTube. Or we're gonna go stream somewhere else. Not that you care or give a shit. You know what I should do? Figure out how to do multi-platform streaming. And then I could do Twitch and this. Just because then I don't have to really focus, but I could be on Twitch and here and double our audience. We'll go from 0 to let's see, 0 times 0, 0, 0 divided by 0 is 1. Ooh. Or is it 0? 0 plus 0 is 1, 0 minus 0 is... Alright, so we'll still have 0. Fuck. Maybe. Somebody figure out how to do the multi-platform. Never mind, I'll do it all myself, like always. Okay, what do we want to do first? All right, let's get politics out of the way, so then we're not so angry talking about Christmas and shit and Thanksgiving. So, super light on politics right now. Trump's appointing his cabinet. I don't care until they're confirmed or until he's president or whatever. Okay, a lot of shit can change. If anything, with Trump's personnel, a lot of shit can change. Okay, the guy is famous for being like, "You're fired, you're hired, you're fired." All right, I'm not super fucking worried about it. The RFK stuff again, it's still going. I'm not super worried about that. I don't think the government should be telling you fucking anything about your health. I know they have to regulate some stuff like, hey man, you can't sell poisonous chickens and shit. But I don't know, man. Yeah, wait a minute. What is happening here with YouTube? No current streams. Yeah, well, I have this one. There you go. That one showed up. So we'll see if that chat works. I don't know. All right, so again, I mean, a lot of these things are, I think, minor. I think some of you guys are way overreacting about all of this. Don't care. It's my show. Let's talk about more so. I guess Joe Rogan said something like "fuck Ukraine." Why are we helping them? Blah blah blah. Whatever. Okay, if that's what he said, ooh, my light a little fucked up. Yeah, maybe. Okay. I didn't get the whole thing because I don't watch Joe Rogan. I think he is an idiot, like a well-meaning idiot, or at least on his show, he pretends to be a fucking moron. Okay, like you'll have these physicists on there, and like, oh, dude, the sun is like 100 times bigger than the Earth, and he'd be like, no way. I mean, you learned that in like 3rd grade, okay? But yeah, I get it. Yeah, you guys get high and fuck around. You get some interesting people on there and stuff like that. I think he pretends to be a moron on his show. Which, I mean, the guy does all right. He's what, the number one podcast in the world, and I mean, we don't totally disagree, but again, I love how he's totally unimpressed with magic or, sleight of hand or whatever. I think that's awesome. But whatever. The point is that he was talking to some guy and they were like, yeah, fuck Ukraine. And then a bunch of people are responding like, well, there's 40 million Ukrainians that care and blah, 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 blah. All right. Oh, and then they're comparing it to Israel. So let's break this down. I have never given a shit about this Russian-Ukraine thing. I do not agree that we should be involved at fucking all, man. Not part of NATO, don't care. Two horrible dictators, presidents, whatever the fuck you want to call them, fighting it out. It's just one runs a bigger country. Yeah, Zelensky's a piece of shit too. All right, no, wait a minute, we've talked about this. All right, but the point is, I'm with Rogan. Fuck Ukraine. Let them figure the fuck out. Nothing's gonna happen to us if Russia takes part of what they want. Okay? And if it was, we'd probably put forth a little more effort. Or get it done or whatever. It doesn't matter. Now, the difference is when people bring in Israel. Be like, well, we're supporting Israel. Yeah. That's very fucking different. Israel's our ally. Ukraine is not. The whack jobs are trying to wipe Israel off the face of the planet. Russia's not trying to do that to Ukraine. I think it just wants some land back. More importantly, they're not our allies. We don't care. They're two horrible people fucking around. Israel's not bad people. I don't care what you think. If you think differently, you're a moron. People are like, dude, Russia had Alaska 200 years ago. If they just want it back, can they just have it? No, that's totally different from the Ukraine situation. Okay? And if Russia wants to come back, we just show them the bill of receipt. Like, hey, man, we paid for this. Ukraine didn't pay Russia to be part of whatever the fuck they were. They broke away from the Soviet Union. Okay? And Putin wants to rebuild the Soviet Union. That's his goal. That's where that lies. Why is this so fucked up? Whatever. It's dumb. Joe Rogan's right. Fuck Ukraine. Quit sending money to those assholes when, people in America who just got hit by a hurricane are like living in tents and it's snowing. Whatever. That I don't really care about either. What else are we talking? Oh, yeah. This isn't really political, but it is a little bit. So I don't know what's going on with the internet, but recently my For You page is like Jay, everybody says. That's the radical As You page. Okay. It is nothing to do with, even if you like lingered too long on something, like an OnlyFans girl, it's not OnlyFans. It is just crazy radical shit. And I'm clicking on just the most I'm clicking on OnlyFans girls just to reset it back to boobs instead of radical nonsense. But a couple things I've noticed is, there's trends. Like, you'll have 50 accounts tweeting the same shit. And a recent trend is, why have guys just like given up on dating and marriage and all that stuff? Well, let me explain it to you like you're 7. We haven't given up on dating and marriage and all that. We've given up on dating and marrying you, the person on the internet asking those questions. Because I can tell you from past experience, dating a girl who has an internet presence, and by internet presence, I mean like a bunch of people follow on the internet, on Twitter or Facebook or whatever, is absolutely zero fun. And this was probably before OnlyFans. So, and she was not that like internet type. But was internet type, you know, that like puts nice looking selfies of herself, um, has, you know, borderline sexual remark, things like that, you know, obviously attention seeking. Um, that is not a fun way to go about dating or being in a relationship. A, you will always come second for the most part. B, you will be hidden because once all the thirsty little nerds find out she has a boyfriend, she loses half her followers. And this wasn't even like making money off of this. This was just having 5,000 followers that you thought you needed to, you know, be a part of or whatever. So that's one, you know, example of why we're not engaged anymore. It's because, you know, we're not engaged with you, the internet lady. We don't want ex OnlyFans girls. We don't want current OnlyFans girls. Nobody wants that shit. Nobody wants Instagram model. No actual person that's worth marrying wants that crap. Now, I know people will bitch and be like, blah, 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 don't shut that back. You know, there's tons of bitch people that marry OnlyFans girls. Yeah, but they're cuck bitches. I don't care who you are. If your wife or girlfriend has an OnlyFans, that is nudity. I mean, I guess there's OnlyFans that are like cooking and shit. But yeah, if your wife is like posting provocative stuff and making money for you on the internet by being a whore, you're a cuck bitch. That's all there is to that. So yeah, simply to answer your question, we haven't given up on it. We've just given up on your type. You know, the self-absorbed narcissistic internet hooker. I'm the narcissistic one. There ain't no room for two of you. This is my world, baby. And then that leads into, because this was a while back I want to talk about, but I never got to. Another question was like, you know, if men's mental health was so important, they would like form men's only clubs and shit like that, you know? All right. Well, again, there's a very simple answer. We've done that. We tried to have men's only clubs and shit like that. And you guys forced your way into it, namely women and weirdos we didn't want in there, in the name of equality. You have ruined this for everyone but yourselves. Same with the tranny thing. Trannies don't belong anywhere because they're not anything. I mean, we can have tranny bathrooms if you're... No, you're not. There's still chromosomes. You can't mess with those. You might feel a certain way, and I get that. I don't understand why we just can't have 3 bathrooms, man. We got a boy, a girl, a family one. We got 3 now. Why can't we just have a boy, a girl, a family, and a weirdo tranny one? Well, because trans women, no, man. I don't care how you identify. If you look like a dude, you go to the dudes one. And if you are a dude, not if you're a chick who's decided she wants to look like a dude. You got to look like a dude and be a dude. You go to the guys. If you look like a woman and you're a woman, you go to the women's. If you got a family, you know, you got a bunch of kids with you and shit, you go to the family one. If you're a mentally retarded moron, go to the tranny one. Problem solved. Oh, but yeah, that's why. I mean, I will admit, some men's mental health is maybe neglected, but it's also, we're not a bunch of blathering losers or pussies. Like, just get your fucking shit together. I mean, life sucks. It's hard. You could be sad. You could be happy. You could do all these stuff, but you know, it doesn't need to go on the internet unless you have podcasts like mine, and then I can pour my purse out here for all of you. So start your own podcast, or yeah, I guess that's your option. Okay, let's talk about the darkest part of my life. My sports teams. We'll go in, I guess, ascending or descending order. Let's just start with the Broncos. Okay. The Broncos barely beat the 2-8 Raiders after an abysmal first half. I'm still not convinced about Bo Nix. I do not trust our defense. I do not trust our team in general. Sean Payton's a fucking idiot. I will get that out right now. All of you people who like him and all that, you're dumb. He is not a good football coach. He's a moron. He doesn't understand the basics of coaching a football team. The Broncos are up by like 10 with, I don't know, like 4 minutes left in the game. They have none of their time. They have no timeouts because they've managed to piss those all away already. And we have the ball. The Raiders have all of their timeouts. So what do you do in that situation? I think we're ahead by 10. What do you do in that situation? You run the damn ball. That's what you do. You run the damn ball. Okay? What does Bo Nix and Sean Payton come up with? They throw the ball 3 times in a row for, I think, 3 incompletions in a row. They knock off a grand total of like 11 seconds off the clock. The Raiders get the ball back. Now, the Raiders are inept, so they clearly didn't do anything with it. But that is just like 101 basic fucking coaching. And then they fuck it up. We get the ball back, and then we run the ball kind of with a screen pass or something like that, and then force them to use their timeouts closer to the 2-minute warning and after the 2-minute warning. Why we didn't do that earlier, I have no idea. Because Sean Payton's a moron. Also, first half wasn't great, but we're throwing the ball downfield, gaining yards, things like that. Then we go back to the screens and start losing yardage. I don't get it. I don't know why we stopped doing what's working to do things that aren't working. I don't, everybody's like, well, we don't have a running game. Yeah, because we don't run the ball. Like, you're not going to get 10 yards every play, but you need to keep running the ball. Buffs are a perfect example. We'll get to them in a minute. But yeah, keep running the football. Don't waste your timeouts in the third quarter or the first quarter. Stop with these 900 paragraph fucking play calls, nerd. I don't understand how you can't get this verbiage in quicker. Everybody else seems to do it, but Sean Payton and Bo Nix. And, it takes you it takes you an hour to call the play in. It takes you an hour at the line, but then you guys substitute, so the defense has a chance to substitute, and you run out of time, you get a delay game, or you have to burn timeouts in the third quarter. I get it. Wins are wins, and I'm glad we won, but I'm not happy about the game. And I have no faith in us going forward. And people are like, well, he's a rookie quarterback, blah, 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 Dutch. No, man, that's not how I work. I expect my NFL teams to go to the playoffs and win Super Bowls. And anything other than that is an utter failure, an abject failure. So figure it the fuck out. You're a professional team. Let's go. Moving on to our other shit professional team, the Avalanche. Dude, they got spanked last night. It's Tuesday, so Monday they got wrecked. Like 8-2. Onen was in. Gave up 3 goals. They pulled him. Forgiev gave up another 5. Couple things. Obviously, 8-2, we're not scoring goals. Druin's hurt again. I don't know, man. In hockey, they don't tell you there's upper, lower body injury. That could mean literally fucking anything. You could have a broken goddamn neck and you have an upper body injury. You have both your legs are shattered to bits and they'd be lower body. I want more transparency on that, but that doesn't really matter. Obviously, we're not scoring enough goals when we need to. Yeah, it's one thing to blow out loser teams, which we should, but we should be competitive against good teams, and we're not. Secondly, our defense, I don't know what the fuck problem is. I know part of the problem. Part of our defense sucks, Samuel Gerard, blah, blah. And then part of our defense thinks they're forwards. So we essentially don't have a functioning defense, which again, I don't necessarily mind Cale Makar scoring goals and stuff, but quit giving the puck up in the neutral zone or in your own end or anything like that. Or just go be a winger. And I know Cale Makar is one of the best defensemen in the league, but that's only one of them, and we need the other 5 to do something. Taves, something's up with him. Weird. And we don't look good, man. We don't look like we've ever played hockey together. We can't make passes. We can't do. It's bad. And then we come to the real fucking problem is goaltending. Both goaltenders right now suck. And I don't know. I mean, I hate Georgiev. I really hate Georgiev. But I partly feel for him, and I feel for Annunen too. Like, we need a starting goalie who plays 20, 25 games in a row. And then, he gets a night off. We need an actual starting and backup goalie. We can't have a different goalie in the net every other night, which is kind of what we do. Like a couple Georgiev, then an Annunen, a couple Georgiev, then a couple Annunen, then a Georgiev and an Annunen and a Georgiev. We can't have that shit, man. We need to have a starting goalie and a good one. So there's where we start. Secondly, I think maybe we need to, once we name our starting goalie, and I'm torn here, but let's say we name Georgiev. And one game he's getting crushed, like he gives up 8 goals or something. I want Jerry Bednar to go to him after that game and be like, hey man, you gave up 8 goals tonight. And he's like, yeah, I know. It's like, and Bednar should be like, kind of sucks, right? It's not a lot of fun. Maybe next time you'll be better. Maybe they need those games where they just get absolutely destroyed. And I'm like, yeah, man, it sucks giving up 8 goals. I don't want that to happen again. I'm going to be better. Because like last game, Annunen gave up 3, got pulled, and then Georgiev gave up 5. Georgiev was probably sitting there like, I didn't start. I came in cold. That was my problem. Annunen's probably like, hey, man, I play every other night, every other 3 games, whatever. I mean, I can't get a rhythm. That's my problem. So nobody's on the same page. Nobody has any kind of responsibility as being like a tier 1 top goalie, a starting goalie. Georgiev doesn't know where the fucking puck is half goddamn time. I swear. We got to get his eyes checked or something. Or he needs to play more consistent games so he can get a more feel. Like right as he's getting in a groove and doing all right, Annunen gets put in. And as soon as Annunen's getting in a groove, they switch it back to Georgiev. Like, figure it the fuck out, Bednar. Now, on the other side of that, like the reason the Avalanche got Patrick Roy is because some Canadian team left him in there too long and he just got railed and he got pissed off and was like, you should have pulled me. I'll never play for you again. And we got him and he turned out to be awesome. So I don't want, I don't think any of Annunen or Georgiev are anywhere close to Patrick Roy, but I don't want them to get railed and then refuse to play for us to go to another team and be a Patrick Roy. I don't think that's going to happen. So I think let him get railed. And I mean, Annunen is still super young. So I think that's why Georgiev or Jerry Bednar is treating him with kid gloves. But Georgiev, fuck that, man. Put him in there. Get him some really brutal losses. Let the team start fucking with him and be like, dude, you suck. Get your shit together. And he'd be like, well, the defensemen suck. Get your shit together. Maybe a little bit of animosity would help. Seems like we're all too a little happy being awful. All right. Let me get back to Ever real quick. All right. Now on to the worst of the worst. The Colorado Buffaloes. For the first time in I don't know how long, man, they had a chance to go to the Big 12 championship and maybe win it. And then maybe be a seed in the playoffs. And their first instinct in a big game was to play the shittiest football game I've ever seen a defense play in my entire life. It was unbelievably bad. Kansas had the ball 8 times, I think. 7, 8, 9. Doesn't matter. They scored points every single time. It wasn't always touchdowns, but it was either a touchdown or a field goal every single time. I don't think their punter punted once. Not a single time. Their Kansas running back had more rushing yards than our entire offense had. They couldn't tackle him, or anyone for that matter, but specifically him, couldn't tackle him to save their lives. Guys are bouncing off of him. Guys are being dragged for yards. It was an unmitigated disaster on defense. I said some things about the defensive coordinator that I stand by. Some nerds on Twitter were like, you were wrong. It's just all missed tackles. It was not. They were in the wrong defense half the time. Guys are running wide open. They're playing pass when it's a run. It's awful. Also, the defensive coordinator, defense coach, whatever you call him, it's your job to get your players ready for that game. They were not ready. They decided not to tackle. I don't know what you guys did at practice. I don't know what the problem was, but you didn't tackle, you didn't cut, you didn't do shit. That entire game was an unmitigated disaster on defense. Offensively, better, not much. The Buffs completely abandoned the run game, so Kansas knew every single play was a pass. They could drop 8 or more. The offensive line had a couple struggles, not as much, because now I'm starting to blame Shedeur. When the team knows it's going to be a pass and they drop 8, all your guys are going to be covered. And Shedeur just runs around in the back for 10, 11 seconds. All over the place. He runs backwards, left, right. Never runs forward. A couple times he did in the first quarter. I was like, all right, he's got the... Did completely quit. All just, he runs 20 yards back, takes a sack. Or he runs 20 yards back, left, right, takes a sack. Or does all that dumb shit and then gets a holding call because, again, I mean, the offensive lineman cannot block for 10 seconds while you run around trying to find an open receiver when they have 8 guys in coverage. That's not an effective way to run an offense. It's a terrible way to run an offense, actually. It's the worst way. And I don't know what the obsession with Shedeur is. I don't think he's that good. He has flashes of brilliance, and do not get me wrong. But he also makes some really dumb plays, like I said, running 20 yards back, taking a sack, trying to buy time, all that stuff, dude. He either ends up getting sacked or a holding call. So it's still a loss of 10 or more. Dumb. Step up, throw the ball, let it be. Run some screens. They run plenty of those. The other problem, they know it's a screen. There's no creativity. Granted, sometimes when they know it's a screen, you have good enough playmakers like Hunter and all those guys that they can get out of it and still get positive yards. But you cannot live and die by the screen. You got to throw the ball downfield, and you got to do it quickly. But if they drop 8, you can't do that. So you can't give up on the run game. Run the damn ball. Even if it's for 1 or 2 at a time. Defense also needs to get stops. I mean, it was an epic fucking meltdown. Just the Buffs had a chance and they caved like pussies. Very fucking disappointed in them. Unbelievably upset. Not a good week so far. They still have a chance to get in. They got to win, obviously, and then some people got to lose. So once again, we had our destiny in our hands and we just fucked it up like every other Colorado team I know. But like I said, nice improvement from last year. But again, I expect more, man. If you're going to be good, be good. Win me a championship. Get in those playoffs. If you're going to be shitty, be shitty. I mean, be a respectable team that, you know, a big game you show up for, and the Buffs did not show up. They looked like fucking losers. And at this point, I feel bad for Travis Hunter, man. He's gonna win the Heisman unless he gets hurt or screwed. Screwed is probably more likely. But man, he's got to deal with this shit. I mean, these guys are not playing. I know they can't play to his level, but have a little pride. Have a little heart. Quit tackling like a loser. Wrap somebody up. Shiloh Sanders is useless. Get fucking rid of him. All right, whatever. Cool. Let's talk about holidays, Thanksgiving specifically. I'm gonna be deep frying a turkey. We're going simple, but good. Like I'm deep frying a turkey. We're doing like this layered bunt pan potato thing, a nice salad, and some rolls. That's it. Okay, it's gonna be good. There will be drinking, obviously. You just have to don't get too hammered that you like burn the house down. And you know, you're standing in the driveway and you're like, oh, look, the house is on fire. And just slam the cocktails. That brings. All right. So I know that every year people like burn their house down or whatever because they're frying a turkey or something like that. But all the videos, like the local news night was like the fire department put out this video of like how quickly a grease fire can get out of control. Well, first of all, the video's in a house or you know, like in an enclosure, in a shed or whatever. Don't fry your turkey in a shed. Do it out in the open. Also, their pot is like a half inch from being full of hot oil before they even put the turkey in. Come on, man. Everybody knows a little bit about water displacement. We don't fill the tub all the way to the brink and then your fat ass gets in and water goes everywhere. Like, you can't be that stupid. And I know people are that stupid. But I think the majority of us are not. Also, you can't fry a frozen turkey. We know that. Turkey frying's been around long enough that I think we all have like a general idea of how it works. You know, you can even test it. Like, you take your turkey and you put some water in the pot and then you put your raw turkey in there and you can tell how much oil you need when it's time. You know, that's like amateur 101. We all know to defrost the turkey now, I'm pretty sure. And people are like, well, Dutch, what about like we fry frozen French fries? Way, 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 way fucking different, man. We don't normally fry frozen meat, I don't think. Do you fry? I don't fry frozen chicken wings even. They're thawed, definitely. But I mean, the key is here. I don't know if we're gonna do a video about this because I wanted to bring back Dutch Cooks, but it just seems like such a pain in the ass. Thaw your turkey. Start with a thawed turkey on Wednesday morning. Like tomorrow morning, mine's thawed. It's ready to go. I'm going to inject it with the brine and the seasoning. Okay. It's going to be like a smoky Creole butter kind of thing. You can buy the stuff off the shelf and add some hot sauce, some beer, some smoke, something to it. You know, church it up a little. Then I'm going to put it in a bag, you know, a poultry bag, a turkey brining bag, and I'm going to put it back in the fridge. And I'm going to let that sit for, 24, 36 hours. Still thawed. And then I know how much oil to use already. So I'm going to put that oil, I'm going to heat it up. I'm going to put the turkey on the thing, and I'm going to slowly lower the turkey in. I'm going to cook it for the allotted time, 3 to 4 minutes pound. And then I'm going to slowly pull it out. I'm going to season it. We're going to let it rest for 20 minutes, carve it up and eat it. It's super fucking easy. Now, if you have a full pot of oil heated to like 5,000, that's another thing. You only need like 350 or something. Heated to like 5,000, and you just plunge a frozen turkey in there and it's inside, you're going to have problems. But you're a moron. Sorry. Might have swallowed some shoe. But you're a moron, and, well, gotta get what you get. Like at that point, bad things deserve to happen to you because you're that stupid. But you'll learn a valuable lesson, and you probably won't do it again. Problem solved. All right. Navigating the drinking. It's important to drink during the holidays because you're going to have family members there that drive you fucking crazy. And we're not going to get into my specific ones because I'm sure one of them listens to this just to bring up shit at Thanksgiving. Start out light in the morning, like I think I'm going to do Bloody Marys. Switch to beer at about 10. Crush beers until cocktail time. And then as soon as cocktail time, around 4:30, put the turkey in so you're not smashed. And you probably get through your first like 1 or 2 cocktails while the thing cooks. Again, not smashed, deep frying shit. Then pull it out, and then you can get smashed. And then that's when we sit down at the dinner table. We start laying into like Aunt Phyllis and everybody about how Trump won. And they better run to Canada, and we're going to take all their rights away and deport some of them. And it's just going to be awesome. Watching football, real American shit. But yeah, be cool. But I mean, definitely rub it into liberals. Okay? Fuck them. For the past 12 or 16 years, we've had to deal with their bullshit. No longer, man. There's a new regime in town. Let's go nuts. But yeah, have fun with your family, obviously. And if your fun is making fun of liberals, that's my fun too. Let's do it. And if it's bonding with the fun parts or friends, friends and family, the fun guys, like drinking with them around the fire pit, around the turkey and busting liberal chops, go nuts, man. And if you're all a bunch of liberals at your family Thanksgiving, you guys can cry and hate on Trump. It'd be awesome. One thing. I do not support Friendsgiving. Sorry, I don't. And I'll tell you why. I think the holidays are a time for friends and family. And if your friends aren't welcome with your family, you got fucking problems, man. And I know people are like, well, it's just too big, or nope, there's no such thing as too big of a holiday celebration. You don't get many of them. So, I mean, I talk shit about drinking and fucking liberals and stuff, but on a serious note, you don't get that many of them. Take advantage of the ones you get. Get everybody together. Love them or hate them. Bring them in. Well, I can't be myself at family functions. I could be more myself, my degen self at fucking Friendsgiving. No, man. Be a better degen. Learn how to hide it from your family. Or make them embrace it. But yeah, I truly think that they should combine Friendsgiving and Thanksgiving and just have one holiday. Oh, they do. It's called Thanksgiving. So you should invite your friends to Thanksgiving if they have nowhere to go. And people are like, well, they want to go to their family and we want to go to mine, but we can't ever get together. All right, we'll do something later or way earlier. But no, fuck that. Not Friendsgiving. Or invite your friend's family and have like 100 people there and have one giant celebration. I guess that being said, if anybody needs somewhere to go on Thanksgiving, you're welcome to my house. And I truly mean that. Everybody's welcome. If you don't have any friends or family, you want to come hang out, we got plenty of food, we got booze. Probably not many drugs, but who knows? And I encourage you to do the same thing. If you know somebody that's going to be alone at Thanksgiving and doesn't want to be, some people want to be. Trust me, sometimes I'd love to be. But, invite. And, maybe you'll get a new friend or a new enemy, which sometimes is just as much fun as a new friend. Someone you can hang out with or someone you can throw rocks at. But yeah, I mean, hang out with your friends and family. Combine Friendsgiving and Thanksgiving. I absolutely think you should do that. Have the biggest celebration you could possibly fucking have. Have that for Christmas too. I'll do another Christmas. Christmas has a little bit different rules. But generally the same. And yeah, honestly, if anybody needs somewhere to go, you're fucking welcome here. Just hit me up and you can come. I mean, if you're a crazy psycho, we will kill you and bury you in the backyard. So don't bring any weird shit. But if you just, want somewhere to hang out and, have some good food and, some drinks and hang out with people who are all right, come on down, man. All right. I hope you guys have a good Thanksgiving. We'll probably catch you next week. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to because the Broncos and the Buffs. Buffs play on Friday. So, yeah, it'll be great. We'll have a great time together. I hope, like I said, I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. And we'll go from there. Until next time. Bye.